Something that I would say to my younger self is maybe um, take your time. Take your time. You don't have to rush anywhere or into anything or into anyone. Take your time. There's value in taking your time. How well you do something matters more than how quickly you can secure it. And don't allow anybody to bulldoze you or push you into anything. If you need to take your time, take your time. And anybody that tries to rush you, actually, like, that's a red flag. I would say take up space. Take up space and give yourself the opportunity to just grow and become, because if you restrict yourself and you put yourself in a box, it's going to be so much harder to just get all the things out of you that God is actually trying to get out of you, you know. So don't call yourself any names. Like, don't restrict yourself to one thing. Don't put labels on yourself. Maybe there are names that God calls you that you won't even find out about until 3 years or 5 years from now. There's so much more to you than even what you know about yourself at this current point in time. There are versions of you that you haven't even met yet. So be open minded, don't be hard on yourself, and surprise yourself about the different parts of you. Focus less on the external, you know. If anything, what's happening around you a lot of the time will be an indicator of how well or unwell you are managing your internal world. So I would say take your focus off the external and the physical and off of other people, and get inside yourself. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Are you healing through the things that you need to be grieving? Are you having the conversations that you should be having? Are you forgiving the people you need to be forgiving? Are you forgiving yourself? Are you holding yourself accountable? Because that's really important too. Like, it's not enough to give yourself grace and be kind to yourself, but then you don't take accountability when you actually need to be calling yourself out. Are you breathing? Like, are you taking deep breaths? There was a time where I swear, like, my breathing was shallow, and I used to get like such frequent, like, chronic headaches because I'm convinced it was because I wasn't breathing. I always just kind of felt like I was walking on eggshells, like I was waiting for a shoe to drop, but I wasn't even sure about what. Like, there wasn't anything specific, like, just on alert. So I would just say, like, pay attention to your breathing, make sure you're breathing. Your tribe will always find you, and your tribe may not always look the same in different seasons of your life. So don't tie your identity to who's around you at a specific point in time. Just pray to God to bring you into alignment with the people that you need, because He knows better anyways. It takes nothing away from you to just be good to people, to be kind. And that includes being honest, being genuine and walking in love, making people feel seen. You don't gain anything by making other people feel bad about themselves. And we really are here to pour into each other, to add to each other's lives. So yeah, we need to do better, like, in general. Hey, like, we need to do better, but again, we can only come to these places if we actually do our own inner work. If you do the work to get to a place where you know that you have nothing to prove, that you are a whole complete person on your own, only then are you able to actually extend the same courtesy to others, to give others that same opportunity to be themselves and show up fully in whoever that person is, without feeling like it's going to threaten anything in you or take away from you. Like, to just know that we can all be. There's enough room at the table for all of us. And that's it. And then everybody can just be happy, and we can all, run into the sunset together. This is a cliche one, but, like, really trust your guts, trust your intuition. I think we spend so much time gaslighting ourselves because a lot of the time we know the truth about things, we know the truth about situations and people very early on, and it's always in the beginning of something. But once you sit on that voice long enough, like 3 weeks later, the voice is gone, and then you almost want to convince yourself it was never there. But that's because you missed it. You missed the opportunity, you ignored it. So, and that's why, like, taking your time with things is so important. Like, if in the beginning we would just slow down and take our time, that would also allow us the quiet to actually hear what our instincts are telling us about the situation. Because so many people reflect back and say, oh, actually I had a feeling about this in the beginning, but they're doing it like in hindsight. It's like now you're reflecting back, and that's because you were so busy rushing that you didn't stop to really take inventory and like investigate what that feeling was. You just knew there was a discomfort, but you didn't take the time to really like look into what it might mean, or what it's trying to tell you, or what it's trying to show you. So time taken slowly, it's so underrated, guys. It's so underrated, but it slaps. It slaps. Like, it yields the best results. It yields well thought out decisions. It gives you an opportunity to be intentional, to be prepared, for things, whether it's emotionally prepared, physically prepared, whatever the case is. But if we're just always racing off to somewhere and you don't even know the destination, then we're just always going to be people that are running but not sure where we're going, And then that also begs the question, like, what are you running from? A lot of the time I found that when I was running into things, into people, I was running away from something, even if it was myself, So yeah, like, take your time and listen to what your heart is telling you about things, and investigate that, look into that. Sometimes it's you, sometimes it's fear, you're being paranoid, or you're trying to self-sabotage. But even then, if you had taken the time to stop and pause, you would be able to investigate to see where that feeling is coming from. That's what I would say. If you're listening to this means you made it until the end. Congratulations, you're a commenter. I like it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share with your friends. I'll see you in the next one.